lives and stuff like that. And as adults, man, like how some people go through things in life or whatever like that. And it's just like the crazy thing about life is just like as adults, we still got to keep going. You still got to get up and go to work every day despite what's going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? Some people may call it depression, or some maybe people just say this is the stuff that you go through as an adult. And it's just like we all go through things in life. It's just like how do we how is it that is that just a part of life where we just like shit is gonna happen, so you just got to keep going, even though things that we go through individually affect us. How they affect us. Like, what do y'all feel about that? Even like speaking with them, like they got to go through this shit in the public. Their personal, maybe they are hurt, and it's just like they're expected to still be Cardi or Meg or whatever. But even for us as regular adults, like how does that? How do you guys feel about that?
What was
Especially
the
in the world we
question
live in.
exactly?
Huh?
What was the question exactly? You said a lot. I'm just saying the question exactly. What are we answering exactly?
I guess it's just like how do you
How do we
deal with?
keep going after all of
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay. You have me lost there for a second. I'm back. I'm back. Okay.
Anyway, I was gonna say
Go
something.
ahead. Go ahead, Marie. Go ahead. Answer.
Um, Again, like if it's just paying your dues. I guess you could say. I'm not quite sure how or if anybody got this thing we call life figured out. You just kind of play by ear, and I feel like you really play
You
because
breaking
it's
up?
easier to stay. Or can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Sometimes it's easier to in your mind to do the right thing, but in your heart is different. Shut the fuck up. It's different. I'm sorry, my brother's an idiot. It's different. Like you just gotta know.
Yeah, shit choppy.
Heart.
It's
It's just
shit
fucking
choppy.
Colorado Wi-Fi, bro.
You good now?
You hear me?
Hmm.
Okay. Sometimes you have to follow your heart. Sometimes you have to follow your brain. Sometimes you got to make the hard decisions or the easier ones just to get by. At the end of the day, we don't live forever. So you got to do what makes you happy, but you can't also do what's going to destroy you. So again, celebrities have that a little more heightened because they're in the limelight, but that goes for anybody, celebrity or not.
What you think, Chris?
Um, like she said, like life is random. Whether you're at the highest of highs, you could easily be brought down by whatever happens in your life. Suddenly things happen in life. You can never fully brace yourself for a lot of things. You can build it up in your mind, like okay, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. But still, when that moment hits, it affects you. So it doesn't really matter. Time doesn't stop. So it's like, and who's gonna really come there like to really build you up? You have to do that yourself. You can have some help, you can have some advice or building you up, family, whoever, but it's you that has to build yourself up to get up and keep going because time don't stop. Every day is another day, and you're dealing with work, and you're dealing with whatever social life, you're dealing with everything. I guess you just have to keep your head down and keep pushing. Like this, a lot of this stuff builds character. Like if you take an L in life, it helps. If you can see it as a negative, but you can see it as a positive too. What did this do? How did I come out of this? I came out of it, right? That's a positive. Did it make me better? Did I approach the next thing differently? It's all about mindset. Like if your body is a temple. If I think negative, I will reap negative results. If I'm positive, positive things will happen. But you can't stop life. Life just throws curveballs at you, and you could be in tears one day, you could be happy one day, you could be down, you could be depressed. But there's a rewarding feeling that comes from that stuff happening and then coming out on the other side. That's what I like to think of it as, like, this shit happened to me. At the moment it was bad, but like I got through it, and this is where I'm at today. Some people don't make it out of that. So you have to be thankful for this thing we call life, because we're not going to be here forever, like she said. And you got to roll with the punches. That's as simple as that. Roll with the punches and get better from everything.
Yeah, because like last week we had a moment like when you came back, right? And I watched the playback. I don't know why that moment always hit me, but it's just like when we were saying welcome back, and you said we said, so how's everything going? You was like, I was just dealing with depression, right? And we
Yeah.
all busted out laughing, right? And it just made me think about, like, we all go through things in life individually. We've all had our moments of things that we've been through, over the years and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's crazy to see, like, even with this thing that we do with the podcast, sometimes we need a breather just to unplug, just to deal with what we got going on. But eventually it's just like, I remember like when my mom passed and I came back, it's just like, well, this is the start of my life. Like, life goes on. It's,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it sounds so hard, but it's also a harsh reality that we got to deal with, that for some of us could help us move on, and some of us it could hold us back just because, you still,
But it's
just,
also the little things that, and I think in me in this time period of my life of everything that I went through in like the last year or so, I think it's the little things that you have to also focus on and hold on to, because there's been times where I wake up and I don't want to be up. I don't want to have to do anything or anything like that. But then end of the night comes and I'll get on the podcast with you, or I'll talk to one of my brothers or something like that, and my spirits are lifted. Like I feel, I'm not 1,000%, but I feel better and I feel happy, at least trying to make myself feel better, because no doubt in anything you do in life, when something hurts you or something hurts your feelings, yes, you have to sit in it for a minute, but you just got to remember that eventually you got to get up and you have to walk it off.
mhm.
And those little things tend to help you get to your goal of wherever you're going, as long as you don't sit in it and stay in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that was funny you mentioned the moment I said the press thing. Like I watched it and I was like, it was it was funny, but it was truthful. I was trying to cope with something that I was dealing with in reality, but in my mind I was like, you know, here's two people that have been gracious and they say, you know, take your time. So in the back of my mind I was like, do I really want to come back and talk about all this stuff? I was thinking about like just taking more and more time, but I also thought about nah, we can't stop. We can't stop. Like we've come too far. We're a year in, but we felt like we've done so much, and we're grinding. I took my like little 3-4 weeks and we're back at it. But that's life. Because the next person, you like think about it. If you're depressed, you're down. Whoever you're around is like, yo, how long are you gonna do this? It sounds fucked up, but it's like
Yeah.
how long are you gonna keep doing this? I'm sick of this. So eventually you have to like lift yourself up and keep going. And like Marie said, there's little moments in your day where it's like this shit is low. Like maybe you start off, you wake up and this shit is just like you're taking like slow steps. You're getting out the bed slow as hell, and then you meet somebody at work and they say something to you and they kind of just so it's like it's always gonna be ups and downs. Don't ever let yourself get too high. Don't ever let yourself get too low. Just to find a balance point to where like you can brace yourself in some type of capacity, but you'll never ever truly prepare for what life throws at you. And at times I'll be like, yo, God, what are you doing? But God is building the ultimate character out of you. Like, why did you bring this person in my life? It's not when you're in it. It's when you're out of it and like, you know, your time removes you. You're like, damn, I'm better this way. So you kind of have to you got to be grateful. You just got to be grateful. Time don't stop for nobody. It doesn't stop for anybody. So.
It
That was
sure
a bar,
fucking
Chris.
doesn't.
Time don't stop for nobody. That was a bar. Clock that one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
No, because it's like I just noticed like, and I don't want to say people throw this around, but I'm coming to the point where it's just like you said, because this is life, and we got to play the hand that we dealt. But it's just like you can't stay down in the dumps forever. And you know, this is something that I know a lot of people go through. We all go through it. We just don't talk about it. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying that you know it's a bad thing to keep it in or whatever. We all deal with it how we deal with it. But it's just acknowledgement that we all.
I also want to acknowledge somebody who isn't here that used to be here. There's always, you know, having a hard time. You know, we would like to see his face every now and then just to hear his, you know, his goofy voice. But Raj be having his moments. I always hit him to check on him. Like, I think collectively as a group, we're all just have our moments where we just like,
Right,
we need a break. We need a moment.
That's. I mean, it's just crazy because like I just feel like I've grown. Maybe I don't know. Just that's just life, and it's just like you just got to take it how it comes. Like Chris said, roll with the punches. But we all go through this. Like nobody's like absolved from just life. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you're rich or you're poor. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own thing that they go through. Nobody's perfect. You know, we all got you know things that we deal with. But you know, that's the thing that like even in the world that we live in today, a lot of uncertainty with things going on around us. You know what I'm saying? Politically, or maybe just the way the world we see it heading in our own mindset, but. It's just something I encourage people like, you know, just keep fighting, man. It ain't never over, you know, and as long as you got good people around you, you know, just keep pushing, you know. But it's something that we all deal with, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, nobody is life is completely just bliss. Like, you know, life has its ups and downs and its ebbs and flows. So, you know, I just thought it was important to talk about that because I just feel like people don't talk about that type of stuff enough. You know, maybe this could help somebody, you know, keep pushing, you know, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You know. Guess we can leave it there, you know. This has been another great episode with my co-host, my girl in the what's this in the Rocky Mountains tonight. He's still tapped in, you know what I mean? My man Chris Cross, you know, he had a long day, so you know, and he still showed up to work, you know. Raj, shout out to you, man.
And
Can't wait to
Mars,
see
you know, it took all day for you to roll those blunts and then get on here, you know, that's a heck of a day.
My bad. I gotta be prepared, gotta have my tools. But so next week I can't wait to see the clips of this because we had some good conversation tonight again, you know. Love chatting with y'all. Love doing this pod with y'all. End of our podcast. Another one in the books, y'all. See y'all next week. Later.
Bye guys.
All right.